Deka and Nibir Deka. Wide called as well. We've seen some twins in the international cricket as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and the reckoning ones, I believe. They have actually taken the world by storm. Even if you have a close look. Like, even if you're not talking about twins, but at least when it comes to siblings, we know the big names of Steve Waugh and Mark Waugh taking the world by storm. Both of them, both the Aussies, in fact. Nipun Deka is the man who's responsible for bowling. Charges it in at the batter. Parvez Musharraf just gliding it down to the fielder straight away.
Nipun Deka with the ball. Yeah, really Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh making amends for Australia. That's cut. And in the gap as well. That's going to race away to the boundary. Parvez Musharraf gets the first boundary. Beautiful shot that.
That's another textbook cricket strike. Got on top of the ball and smashed it. Really didn't let that additional bounce bother him at all. That was not really a poor delivery, to be honest, but it's just that the batter acted pronto onto it, and he just got onto it and whacked it through the gap.
Inside edge. Gets it to that deep fine fielder.
Batters will have to be careful because the area that Nipun is usually bowling, we've seen how that area worked out wonders in the first half for Dibajoti. So definitely Nipun will try and also use that and bowl in that same line and length. But the thing is, he's bowling to a left-hander, so usually, and he's coming over the wicket. So that what makes it difficult for him is he's had to put in a much straighter line if he have to drift or if he have to mine some significant drift out of the surface.
Parvez has played a good shot. Play and a miss.
The ball just kept a bit low there, a bit of an uneven bounce from Nipun Deka. And uneven bounce is always welcome for the bowlers, but for the batters, it really keeps them on their toes because they're not able to anticipate the kind of bounce or the kind of deliveries that they'll be facing, the height that they are expecting. It suddenly changes, and that changes the entire mindset for a batter.
That's hit. That's in the air. He hasn't timed that. Mid-off will take that. That's the first breakthrough here. As Nipun Deka sends Nihar Deka back.
Kaushik Giri, the man with the catch. Poor shot. Toe end of the bat. Just got the elevation, and that's all. The distance should have been there. Trying to use the aerial route. Nihar Deka departs for a duck. And this was once again. It was a good length delivery. And that is exactly what took Deka out of contention. First over gone, Navajoti Club 6 for the loss of 1.
Trying to get some spin from the other end. Kaushik Giri, who took that catch. Just bowled 4 overs, hasn't gotten any wickets in the first match he played.
Replicating yesterday's strategy, actually. The economy rate that he bowled with yesterday, if he emulates the same, I'm pretty sure the target that's on the card will become very challenging for NYC to reach. First ball down the leg side, definitely is going to be called a wide, and as expected the umpire signals it. An extra run conceded.
It doesn't start off well, does he? Just gets some bat on this time, but unable to go past the shot fine. Needs to get that line corrected. Got a slip in place, you can't be bowling that line.
Maybe there's an expectation that the ball would turn around a bit, try and get an angle on the off stump. That's what he's trying to do, but the turn has been missing. Oh, that's a beauty of a strike right from the middle of the bat, and a maximum. That's Parvez Musharraf with his first 6 of the game.
He's looked good in the couple of shots he's played, and it was much fuller as well. Went with the full flow of the bat in his arc out of the park. Beautiful shot that gets a maximum. Straight back almost to the bowler.
He'll have to be careful there, Parvez. He's getting the shots. That doesn't mean that he will be too reckless. Follows it up with another delivery that was going down the leg side. Another wide signal. Kaushik Giri slightly losing his line at the moment. Takes a quick look at the field, just ensuring. Once again, goes on the front foot, drives it straight back to the bowler. After conceding the 6, he's kept things tight, a couple of dot balls.
Nicely tucked away on the onside, got some bat on it. It's turning out to be a very productive over for NYC here. A couple of extras and a maximum 9 runs off it. Vishal will take strike for the first time for Navjyoti. Vishal Roy Jr. Leaves it alone. 2 overs done, 15 for 1. Nipun Deka will continue. Has bowled really well, picked up a wicket in the previous over. Parvez, after those couple of boundaries, has looked good. Could be called a wide, will be called.
The ball is still showing some signs of seam there. And that is what exactly happened. He was keeping the ball straight, but this time after landing, it drifted down the offside a bit. It just drifted outside that tram line that he was not really expecting to happen. But nevertheless, a welcome run there for NYC at the moment.
Parvez. Good line, good length. Just playing to the merit of the delivery. Just pushing that one, that shot cover.
You see what has happened here is that they were actually keeping the required run rate and the current run rate that they are scoring at almost at par. But a couple of dot balls, and you see the required run rate has suddenly leapt above 9.
Almost need to get about a couple of boundaries every over. Any dot ball, like the way you mentioned, it'll only keep creeping up. Constantly they need to get the runs as well, and what they can do, try and do here is that in this power play, get to about 50-60 odd runs, not lose any more wickets, and then somebody needs to play a cameo like the way Rian Parak played.
That is the point. This is the power play. The fielding restrictions are in place. Quickly glances it down the leg side. It's a race there between the captain and the ball, and the captain wins there for the Butt Cricket Club. Phenomenal work in the field. Pushparaj Sharma showcasing his expertise.
Good effort, leading from the front, the captain. Diving to his right and stopping a definite boundary.
An Assam cricket veteran, Pushparaj Sharma, he knows the ground. He knows Assam cricket inside out, like the palm of his hand. And look at this. Kept his eye on the ball, kept the chase going, and a phenomenal work there.
Bring it back into the right hand, into the left hand, I beg your pardon. Just kept it quiet in this over.
Do you also reckon that there is a bit of a hesitation there from the batters to actually go after Nipun Dekar after the wicket he's claimed? Because the big strikes or the swing of the bat, we are not really seeing that.
Yeah, in fact, we've seen how seamers have done well here on this track this morning. Seen that with Navjyoti as well, where they were bowling with the tail up. And we saw that Dipjyoti Saikia starting the proceedings for NYC bowled really well, and that's what Nipun Dekar will be looking at doing as well.
The final ball of the over remaining. He has done a phenomenal job so far. Just 11 runs conceded and a wicket too. The only wicket that has fallen for NYC at the moment. Bowls it in that good length area again, but a single will mark the end of the third over. 3 overs gone, 20 for the loss of 1. Or rather, it was 21 for the loss of 1. Spinners back in action. A decent line to start the over with. Kaushik Giri. Persists in that good line area. The batter will only have a single for himself. Keeping things really tight in the power play. It is that juncture of the game where ideally the batter should be taking flight, but at the moment Kaushik Giri as well, after a bit of a shaky start, is back in the hunt. The current run rate has dropped to 6.6 now.
Kaushik. Not the width to cut that one. Finds the fielder at cover point.
Bowling to your field is very important, and that's exactly what Kaushik is doing.
That came back in sharply as well, with enough pace and bounce.
We haven't really seen many of those today, and that is why when it does nip back in, it becomes very difficult for the batter.
Went on straight. Excellent effort again. Shotted fielder there, doing a fabulous job.
Simply not letting the guard down. They know that every single run they save is absolutely gold at the moment for them.
Good over this. Just the 2 runs off it. Parvez will want to maximize. Unable to do so. Wants the run sent back, rightly so. Just the 2 runs of this 4th over, 4 done, 23 for 1.
And we are back for the 5th over, and Riyan Parag has been introduced into action. An experienced campaigner, knows where to land the ball, a dynamic batter, and a decent all-rounder. An absolute asset to any T20 franchise or team that he's played for. And right now for Butt Cricket Club. Over the wicket, a loud appeal there. The umpire denies it. Most likely it was heading down the leg side.
Interesting to see this here on the replay as well. Riyan Parag looked pretty convincing. Height also could be the factor, and also it's going down leg clearly. You can see that the middle and the leg and the trajectory there would have taken past him, and that is a beautiful shot by Bishal, using his feet to good effect, coming down the track, has hit him over long off for a maximum.
Oh, that's a glorious, glorious strike. Poor delivery, to be honest. He was full in nature, right in the hitting arc of Bishal, and he was not going to back down from that. A bit of a mind game going on as well. The first ball, Riyan appealed, and it was a very loud appeal. The next ball, Bishal scripts a strong counter blast.
Edged and goes past that slip cordon. Could race away to the boundary. Yes, it will. The moment it beat that fielder there was no stopping that one.
Riyan Parag is absolutely livid there. Well, it could have been stopped. There was some uneven bounce for sure, but it definitely could have been stopped. He took his eyes off the ball, and that is like a crime in cricket.
He doesn't like this too much. Riyan Parag going for runs. He's already gone for 10. Good delivery that. Stump to stump. The leg break delivery.
When you're going for runs, as soon as you come back to the line of the stumps, I believe that's kind of a immediate response to the batter's aggression, because when you're bowling in the line of the stumps, there isn't much width on offer, and the batter will have to improvise. And that's crunched through the offside. He will not need to run for that. That's another boundary. Riyan Parag is turning expensive now. That was again too short.
Yeah, played it to the merit of the delivery there, going back in his crease, and no cover point fielder, so hence we'll get that boundary. This is turning out to be a good over. 14 runs off this over already.
Riyan would really not be happy. This is his preparatory phase before he heads over to the IPL.
Just bringing it back into the right-hander. Finishes well. 14 runs off it. 5 done, 37 for 1.
It's a captain who will be bowling this over of Butt Cricket Club. Pushparat Sharma. Oh, that's a glorious shot. There was a fielder, but he'll simply play fetch there. That was a classic strike from Parvez Musharraf.
Oh, what a shot this is. Went with the turn and went aerial and gets maximum runs for it as well. Goes the distance. His eyes must have lit up the moment he saw the length. It's turning out to be a good couple of overs for NYC. Pushparaj has been hit out of the ground. This time quicker through the air as well. Just trying to tuck it away.
Raghu, do you reckon that this is kind of a gamble here, because a left-handed batter is in and you're bowling in a left-arm spinner?
Straight to the fielder, sent back, and I really think Rohit that they're trying to take their chances here with the left-hander. Left-arm orthodox for a left-hander. It's match set and game. He's done well after that boundary.
He's learned the line. He cannot afford to bowl full, so he's kept the ball pretty much in the short or the good length area, slightly fuller, but that has actually stalled Parvez. It goes high in the air, and that will go into the arms of the fielder. The gamble has paid off. It's Hardeep Singh, the man with the catch.
Never look convincing in this one. Top edge. And that mid-off fielder, Hardeep Singh, safe catcher. Takes a good one. Low. It was always dying on him. Pushparaj gets the better of Parvez. Parvez gone here. Look good for those couple of shots. 23 of 22. New batter in for Navjyoti is the captain himself, Avijit Singh Singaroy. ASR. Captain versus captain.
Just to add on to your pointer there, southpaw versus southpaw. That marks the end of the over as well. 6 gone, 43 for the loss of 2. These were the shots that were played. This was a cruncher. Over long on. Oh no, that was a wicket actually. Didn't connect. This was the cruncher that we were talking about. This was phenomenal.
Yeah, Riyan Parag was hit for 3 boundaries. Back live here. Tries to cut that one. Rohit, the bowler.
An interesting start. Bowls a shot. Try and steam that into the batter.
Left arm orthodox spinners, we've seen that, isn't it? Time and again have proven to be very, very effective.
Well, absolutely. It mainly for them, it's that line of uncertainty they bowl on the off stump.
I've seen what Ravindra Jadeja has done The last couple of test matches here, come back for him. He's looked good, isn't it, Ravindra Jadeja?
Absolutely, and on top of that, just to add a couple of more names to it, we can add Akshar Patel, the man who totally changed the game, and Kuldeep Yadav as well. He's on the rise back.
Yeah, what that also does is that it strengthens the batting lineup. We saw what happened in the first test match as well. Akshar playing a handy knock with the bat, didn't get that many wickets in the first innings against Australia. But then what happened was that he contributed with the bat, and now that they can bat so deep, other than I think Mohammad Shami, everybody else looks a proper batter in that playing 11.
Well, absolutely, and to add to that, I mean, Mohammad Shami himself is a stroke player.
Yeah, he's got some handy runs as well, and these days you can never write off anybody. Got the 30-odd runs, which was important as well in that first test match in the first innings. So yeah, I think these left-arm orthodox spinners doing a pretty good job for India. Works for all formats, isn't it? Either the red ball or the white ball. 7 overs done. We'll keep that conversation on. 44 for 2.
Pushparaj into the attack. And just to continue to your point, Raghav, like you said, you know, I'll just mention there was a series there called The Test. Where it showed the first season of it, where I remember Justin Langer was the coach of the Australian cricket team, and he said that, you know, every single day we are relieved that we don't need to face India. So that's the kind of fear. Now, why has India become so important? It's because of these small maneuvers.
Comes down the track and gets the aerial route as well. Will go just beyond that fielder. Was kept interested for a while there. The fielder there watching the ball was Parvez. In fact, beg your pardon, it was Jitu Ali.
There was a cruncher of a shot, kept his eyes on the ball, and look at the leap there. He bent himself like an arrow, but now getting back to that shot, picture perfect shot, took it on the rise, took it on the up, and dispatched it across the ropes.
50 comes up with that shot, swept this time, and Miss Field will not let that go beyond the boundary line. Yes, we were talking about Justin Langer and how lethal India is. Go on, Rohit.
So that is, I like talking about Justin Langer and how lethal India is. That is the point. Now, India have made those small shuffles from the 2000s, the early 2000s when Saurav Ganguly took over the reins. Then came in Rahul Dravid, Anil Kumble, MS Dhoni, and Dhoni made some important contributions to the Indian side. And from there on, Virat Kohli took over the reins. Now, all these small pointers from a side that had batting specialists, from a side that had bowling specialists, they started taking in the utility players. They started taking players who are a lot more versatile. And that is how the strengths of the team started enhancing. Now, you're talking about how Akshar Patel can bat, Ravindra Jadeja can bat, Ravichandran Ashwin can bat. Now, these players, especially Akshar Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin, they are deemed as bowlers. They were usually deemed as bowlers, but the kind of batting that they have showcased themselves.
That's chip back, straight back to Pushparaj. Talk about spinners, and this spinner has been lethal as well.
It's falling apart right now. Straight at the bat, and the batter had no idea. He tried to keep it down, but it caught a thick edge of the bat and went straight into the arms of the captain. The captain departs for a duck, and it's Pushparaj who takes the wicket. Second wicket for Pushparaj.
Rohit will be bowling. Yes, Rohit. Rohit also in the commentary box.
It's nice to have my namesake on the field as well.
Always a nice thing to have, isn't it?
Oh, beautiful, Ray.
Right then, so India is a lethal side, and we're looking forward to that next test as well, which will give them the foothold into the WTC final.
Absolutely. And that is exactly what all Indian fans would be hoping as well.
Tucked away on the onside. Vishal has looked good. He's got some company in the form of a new batter. Left-handed batter.
We have Rituraj in the center. Reticent spell of play right now.
Rituraj Biswas, the left-hander, slip in place. Left arm orthodox, just plays it and gets off the mark.
I believe they'll have to get the move going because right now it's 53 for the loss of 3. So the run rate has gone up to 10.78 at the moment.
Vishal on 25 of 19. As bowling well here to the right-hander. Now the left-hand batters have not been able to kind of capitalize on it, isn't it, Rohit?
They've got the starts. If you'll have a closer look, they've got the starts, but again, they've thrown their wickets away.
That's in the air, top edge. Who's coming underneath it? Should be taken. Excellent catch. I thought for a moment that he's grabbed it, but he spilt it. I hope he's not hurt himself there in the process. The fielder coming underneath.
Yeah, there was a chance. It was Swarupam Purapayastha, or rather Rishabh Das, apologies for the same. He had to dive, he took the catch. Now there you go, the follow through is where it all went. He slammed his face first onto the ground. We just hope that he's completely fine. Once again, toe end of the bat, high in the air.
Rishabh Das. Yeah, I think he's got a knock on his face. Oh, that could hurt.
I believe the technique there was also slightly different. Maybe when you're taking a catch like that, you have to get your hands forward, but he landed on his face. I guess his hands got stuck there, and that is what led to this thing. But again, we all hope that he's all right. Returns to the field shortly. One ball still to go from this over. One ball still to go from this over, and Rohit will hope to finish it on a good note. Just 3 runs of this over. Maybe he'll rue the fact that the catch was spilt, but nonetheless.
Good over this, just the 3 runs off it. Could have been a wicket.
Rituraj, the new man on strike, he's just faced that one ball and he's got off the mark straight away.
Last ball of the 9th. Comes down the track.